that I was going to get there and I wasn't going to be able to find a seat. I literally walked up to the ticket counter and walked to my seat, and it took me 3 minutes. I even parked in the lot. That's how bad it was. And it really pisses me off that people didn't decide to support their short track because they felt that their freedoms were impeded. I'm sorry. I'm a pretty libertarian conservative dude. And like, it's
an unfortunate thing because a lot of businesses are going to suffer because of that. But also at the same time, I think there's a lot of businesses that are thriving because of it. We talked a little bit about it this past weekend with a few family and friends. We were talking about how some businesses are getting destroyed, whereas like golf and like outdoor industries are
doing great,
are thriving because they're able to make some money and keep going because people want to get the fuck out of the house and go and golf, and you're not going to get bitched at for not wearing your mask and not socially distancing because that's basically what you do the entire time you're playing golf anyways.
Yeah. So I apologize. I didn't mean to go on my little rant there, but
No, you're welcome.
This weekend
man.
we're doing figure eights again out at the Speedrome. Really excited. Gonna also hit up Anderson Speedway for the Junior CRA. It's gonna be a good time.
Hell yeah. So that was like kind of I think I like opening with the little bit of sports, a little bit of news, stuff like that, just because it's a little bit, it warms us up a little bit, but then we can actually start talking about the stuff that people really care about, which is personal information about ourselves and, some hypotheticals, things like that. But before we jump into those, I don't know if either one of you guys happen to save or favorite tweets or like go through your stuff, but I wanted to start a segment for the Juice in the Morning podcast, which is like, hashtag nailed it. Like the guy or the girl or whoever posted the post, they nailed the post and they got it completely correct. And I wanted to share with you guys, I'm hoping the camera can pick it up because I'm going to share it with the live audience, but I'll read it first. COVID really robbed us of full clubs of women doing unspeakable things on the dance floor when WAP came on. Fuck you at real Donald Trump. So I want to before I go into it, I want to just kind of like pause right there really quick. I think he could have gone either way. Like he could have finished that with like "fuck you COVID-19" and Donald Trump, or like he could have done either one, and it would still have been funny. But this guy's name on Twitter is the wet ass P word, and his @ is @_A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Y's, and then LMAO. So if you guys want to follow that guy, I didn't follow him. I just saved his tweet. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on this because he's completely correct in my opinion. He hashtag nailed it. COVID really did rob us of hilarious videos on the internet right now.
Yeah, he could have did the hashtag fuck COVID instead of Trump. He kind of split his audience in half there.
Exactly.
Oh, he did.
Exactly.
51% of them, am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think I think we actually stumbled upon an already cool side of this segment, which is breaking down whether it's funny or not.
Good rating tweets, rate the tweet. I had a tweet on the old WAP thing this week.
Yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, you did. Can you pull it up, or do you want me to try to find it?
I just
got it off the top of the head.
I know the gist. Like I just didn't know what the I didn't know what the WAP was. Did you guys?
I didn't either.
Like I had like a gang.
It's one of those things that I was seeing for like a few days, and I was like, I'm sure I'm going to find out about this.
I think it's a racial slur. I really do.
Well, I heard a girl say
at some point
that she had the WAP, and I didn't know what it was, and I had to look it up. And I said I was very disappointed in my gangster this afternoon.
That's true. That's true.
It was, and it's wet ass.
Wet ass P word.
What?
Right?
What? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wet ass
I
pussy,
get it.
dude. It's a song, Cardi B and the Stallion. You need a mop and a bucket for this wet ass. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's the #1 song in America. I mean,
it's so
how
crazy.
About that?
How about it? What a world 2020 is, isn't it?
Horrible.
It's fantastic.
How about that? And like 13-year-old girls are making TikToks with it. I mean, it's just,
oh my God, it's terrible.
Listen, the big three are going to be all over that. It's the Chinese, the Russians, and the pedophiles.
Oh
man.
my goodness gracious.
It is, man.
Hey, and I still hop on there and I still make my TikToks. It's a very good video editing app. I'm just gonna say that right now.
It's user friendly. It's very easy. What I love about it. It's user friendly.
But yeah, so
monster under your bed. I'm friends with the monster that's under my bed. I'm waiting for you to make that one, Juice.
I don't make any of the trendy ones. That's why I'm not fucking good at TikTok, because I don't make any of the trending ones. So yeah, that's the hashtag nailed it segment. Next week, Josh, if you have one, you can share it, or if you have one right now, you can share it. Did you have any specific tweets or posts that you saw? Actually, I would like you to just kind of go on another quick rant, if I can force you into a rant. Tell me a little more about your country music thing that you just posted on your Facebook story.
Okay.
I want to start as much shit as I can.
Oh my God. So just for a little bit of background on me, I used to work at a country radio station here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And it was I'm not going to tell you the name of the station, but it's a heritage station. It's been the longest running country station in the Indianapolis area. You can put 2 and 2 together and do the math. And so back when I was enjoying country music and learning about it, I learned about this band named Florida Georgia Line.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Florida Georgia Line, but they use this thing in their music called snap tracks. Are you familiar with snap tracks? It immediately makes every single country song you're listening to into a hip hop and R&B super sweet ass tune. So my firm belief is that if your song has snap tracks in it, where are you going? He's leaving us. That's fine. If your song has snap tracks in it, then it's not a country song. So the following artists are not country. Number 1, Florida Georgia Line.
Correct.
Obviously. Number 1, Florida Georgia Line. Number 2, Kane Brown is not country. And number 3, Sam Hunt is not country. Let me explain to you why. Because if you're singing about your flat bill snapped back, and hold on, stop. And if you're listening to a song about your flat bill snapback and how your mixtape has a little Hank and a little Drake, no, I'm sorry. Snap tracks do not belong in country music. That is pop music. I am done with people who think that Kane Brown is country, because every single time I want to tell you no. What?
Did you see what happened? You saw what happened to Kane Brown, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes.
He got lost in the woods on his own property.
And then he tried to go back on it and say he didn't
had to call the police. Like the police had to come get him. And
so like, and the other thing is I try to stay apolitical as possible because I don't want to offend 49% of the world with my political views. And the one thing is that when country artists take a stand against their greater good, like what they're trying to do. Like for example, when the Dixie Chicks were in London and denounced George W. Bush as their president, and immediately they're like, who are they now? Where'd they go? They disappeared.
coming back, man. Trying to come back
as the Chicks, sure. Which the people,
Chicks,
they'll remember.
Down.
And then Me Too. I mean, I'm sure they're great. But then Florida Georgia Line came in favor of gun control.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Good luck to them in fucking music world.
No shit. Which I mean, and as a responsible gun owner, you should be in favor of some gun control, not a ton, but just a little bit. So, but it's still don't know your audience before you shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, talking gun control and country music, you're not going to get too many girls in their cutoff shorts sliding over to the middle seated.
And fucking take the snap tracks out. Take the snap tracks out. That's all I need.
Oh, that's a lyric to the song, isn't it, Chris?
It's every song on the radio. Every song on the radio has a lifted truck, a girl in cutoff shorts sliding over to the middle seat.
Beers in a Yeti cooler.
Beers, yeah.
I love it. I love all pop stuff, so I'll still probably listen to it. But I appreciate your guys' feelings on
I'm sorry.
not country music.
Can I share my favorite this week?
Please.
Yes.
It's like a minute audio clip. Is that fine?
Yeah, go ahead.
It'll play. So this is LaShawn McCoy and Trey White discussing when Vontae Davis retired at halftime of the Bills.
Well, he told me we
all right, so here you go.
Me and Trey went to his house because we had to know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like, what made you? And he said, Shady, I'm out there shading this. Shady, you Shady McCoy. You can't call it down. It's time to go. It's a young man's game.
Yeah.
That's how he talked.
Hey, my dog Vontae said, "No, man, well, he told me we came like a 3 and out. He had just made like a big stop on third down. He had put his fist up, got the crowd pumping, everything. So we got to the sideline. I mean, offense going. So we about to punt. Coach was like, y'all get ready. He's like, yeah, I'm done, young boy. I was like, hold on. He was like, yeah, this my last go round. So I looked at him. I was like, what you mean? Like this gonna be your last year? He was like, nah, this gonna be my last game. I'm done. He said,
Still top 5 sports moment ever, dude.
Oh my god.
Nah, man, I'm done, man.
There's
That's something we're never gonna forget though, is just fucking walking out of a game and leaving. Like I can't even imagine somebody doing that. And when people were talking about it, I was like, he just left?
Yeah,
Like,
at halftime.
He was just
Retired at halftime and left the arena or stadium, whatever.
No, that is and that's how he talks. That's how he talks. So that's why it's even better. Oh my gosh, that's great. I want to say shout out to Lisa Wood for joining. She's a very big supporter of the Juice in the Morning podcast. So I appreciate her joining the Facebook Live. We haven't gone on Facebook Live in a while, so I don't think Facebook understands the algorithm because I've been doing some Facebook gaming. So I've been like posting videos of me gaming on here too. So maybe the algorithm's kind of hiding us. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you're listening, go to the Facebook Live, share it, do all that good stuff, and become part of the community. But let's go ahead and jump into some questions, guys. Do we want to do the pod deck questions first, or do we want to do the would you rathers first? We've been doing the pod deck questions a lot, so I was leaning a little more towards the would you rathers.
It's up to you, man. It's your show.
Yeah, you're the Juice in the Morning, man. You're the host.
Let's do would you rathers for sure. All right, so the first one that I have is I think a pretty good one. Hold on, let me get to it here real quick. Okay. Would you rather never be able to finish any song or have to listen to the same album once a day?
Same album.
Same album once a day?
Hold on, wait.
Do you pick the album?
What's the album?
So that's the hypothetical. You guys can come up with the album. I guess, I'm thinking I'm on the same page as you guys. Like, I could get that album out of the way early in the morning maybe, and then I can listen to whatever else I want. I think that's the route to go.
Do we get to like pick each other's albums? Like, is that how that's going to work for this?
Yeah, if you could pick the album, I might probably do that. But
so, I listen, if I can pick the album for other people, it's always going to be Nickelback Silver Side Up.
Dude, I'd be down. I'd probably listen to it and be happy about it for at least
they're back, by the way.
Or All the Right Reasons. Or All the Right Reasons, either one.
They made a Devil Went Down to Georgia cover.
You gotta listen to it.
They're back. New album coming.
I haven't listened to it yet. Is it
on
good?
Spotify.
I listened to the one with Korn and Yellow Wolf. They redid it too when he died.
Is
that
really?
good?
Holy shit.
No, I think I think though what I would like to say is I think probably 2 or 3 years into this, you might want to fucking blow your brains out, listen to the same album at least once a day.
No way.
I think I got a couple that I could do it with that I already kind of do. Not daily though. That's the thing.
Every day you have to listen
that's
from
what I'm saying.
Start to finish every day.
And then I don't think I ever really finish a song in my car anyways. Like I have so many songs on my phone. I just fucking fire through.
And you're probably like super ADD with it, aren't you? Like you go to the next one. Like I got to my good part
for
of
the most part in my car, it's podcasts.
Right.
It's not even
exactly.
songs.
Yeah.
Like songs are like when I mow the grass, I fire, music on.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's hard to listen to a podcast and mow because you're wanting to hear like every intricate like part of the conversation, and when you're mowing, it's too loud and you kind of miss stuff. So, if I use my wired headphones, I can listen to a podcast because they're super loud. But I also know that's probably terrible for my hearing because I've got a loud fucking mower and headphones like stuck into my ears. So that's probably why I'm fucking deaf. But what would be your album, both of you guys, if you chose that route? What would be the album that you would listen to daily?
Chris, I'm gonna let you go first.
I don't know, man. Like probably some Eminem album or something like that. And when I mow, that's my go-to. I shuffle his whole
discography.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go even further on the angry white boy rap and say the Great Milenko by the whole album, the Great Milenko by Insane Clown Posse.
You are an Insane Clown Posse fan. I want to see you make do the makeup.
Here's the deal. I'm not, I'm one of those people that will listen to a couple of their songs and be like, this is really great, and then the other songs are like, no, I can't. Like it's if I get sucked into this, it's your fault type deal.
A good greatest hits would be a good play too.
Like, yeah. I honestly think that whole album is
I just thought of mine.
The Beatles one album would be fucking easy.
Yeah.
I just thought of mine for sure that I could listen to every day. I'll listen to it from start to finish is Garth Brooks' Double Live.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
dude.
hell
That's
yeah,
fire as
dude.
fuck.
Hell yeah.
I would literally do that
That's
every
what's up.
single day. That would be the best way to wake up, and then the best way to like end my day. Like I listen to the first one on like the drive to work or like whatever I'm doing in the morning, and then I listen to the second one like when I'm getting ready for bed.
Did you watch his special Netflix?
I didn't because I have a heart. Like I'm gonna go out there on a limb and probably get crucified for it. I don't really like documentaries. I don't like stuff that just kind of like talks to people. Like I'm very much fiction.
See, that's why I love
things
that
like
shit,
that. Like
Yeah, me too.
sometimes some will like suck me in, and then I'm all in on it. Like the Making a Murderer. I think I got into. I got into like Tiger King, obviously, because I think everybody in the world. But I was like, I'm always like a few weeks or months or even years late on some of these. And I didn't watch the thing with Garth Brooks. Long story short, basically,
I thought it was really good. I like the music docs a lot. Like I like to see like behind the scenes of just ideas and stuff. But he's a very emotional guy, dude. Like he's a big crier. Like he's very emotional.
It's making me not want to watch it even more because that's the opposite of me.
but I'm telling you, some of the stuff and like stories, just him coming up, it's really cool. Yeah. And I mean, it made me listen to him for like 2 months straight afterwards. So,
so I need to watch it then.
Yeah, it's good. You would like it.
But yeah, those are that album, and then one that I think is a little bit more surprising for me that people might not know about me is E40, My Ghetto Report Card. I could listen to that from the beginning to end every day of my life because I love it. It's one of my favorite albums of all time, and that's the other thing, Chris, like, and Josh, like. Do you ever get in those conversations with people where like they'll bring up an artist and I'll be like, yeah, I fucking love E40. And then they like start bringing up like all the super, super deep cuts and like stuff like, cause I'm like latched onto this album that I really like a lot and I could fucking rap every song start to finish, but I don't know. I mean, E40's got fucking 30 albums. Like, I mean, I don't know every E40 song.
He's a low key goat, man.
And like, he's been in the game for a long fucking time. Like he started in like the late 80s. And is still making music today. Like it's crazy.
He started a bunch of the trends too. They call him like the like a lot of the like he wrote a whole book about like stuff that he has started and everything.
And
like
his lingo, like in his words that he uses, like he's like the first person that I've heard use like a lot of like slang and stuff like that. And what's really funny though is that he's like created some that are stinkers and like nobody uses. And it's funny because you're listening to the songs and you're like, oh, he was trying to make that a thing, and
it didn't work.
It didn't work at all. But
the young Kanye albums too for me.
Oh, those
College
are good
Dropout and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Jimmy Eichmann in the chat is asking Chris, is that a White Claw?
Yeah, I replied back and said I'm a basic bitch.
And then Josh Lemke brought up a good one that I think my wife could go along this path if she was choosing album. He said Linkin Park Meteora.
That's a pretty good one.
And I think Linkin Park was pretty big
back
back in the day.
Or second? I think second.
All right.
Hybrid Theory, I think was first.
Did we already ask you, Josh, yours? You did say yours.
I was kind of kidding. I mean, like I can listen to all of Insane Clown Posse, but when it comes down to like deep cut stuff, it's Weird Al. Like my knowledge of Weird Al started with his Bad Hair Day album and went up from there. Actually, no, it stopped at Poodle Hat is where it stopped at, or whatever the one after that the one was. So I like four albums is my knowledge basically. Yeah. I mean, I have UHF on DVD because I'm old school, and that's it.
Is that that's another one I haven't really seen.
You need to see it. It's everything you would expect out of a movie that was released in the late '80s. That stars a very young Al Yankovic. Like he had to have been 25 or 26 when he cranked that out. And now that he's in his like 50s and early 60s, it's just so weird to see what he's become.
Quick question to both of you guys. Is that talent that he's made that many like songs, but like they're all based off of like their parodies of other songs?
I mean, he found his lane and he set the motherfucker on cruise control is what
I really think it's talent. The fact that these artists think it's an honor versus versus
Coolio didn't it? Coolio.
Yeah, well, Coolio, right. And now him and Coolio are cool, but like holy shit. Like,
that was some big beef back in the day.
That's so funny. The fucking big Weird Al Yankovic and Coolio beef. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
No, I always was curious about that because I had a buddy that I worked with at B-Dubs back in Muncie, and this guy would always like any pop songs that we heard on the radio, because this guy was a big metalhead. He actually reminds me a lot of Matt. Like, he was bald and kind of like stocky, and he was a server, and he would always
that Matt Pinfield look.
Yeah, he would always hear the pop songs on the radio at B-Dubs and like make up his own words to the songs while he's like walking through serving people.
I do that all day, every day.
And
the same thing.
So that's why I wonder, like, maybe that guy's talented. He was in like a screamo metal band. So I guess
my wife hates it too, by the way, in the car.
I'm sure she loves it. I'm sure that's a big point of contention for you guys. All right. So the next, would you rather that I have: be able to eat whatever you'd like and have no negative consequences, but have no taste, or never be able to eat your top 5 favorite foods ever again? I think this is an easy one.
Yeah, I mean, if you can eat whatever you like, you don't like anything because you have no taste.
Right.
So, I mean, you would just that would almost be the play, because then you could just eat like super duper healthy and not have to fucking taste it and be.
So are you going that way?
I mean, that could be the play. But then
do you also lose your sense of smell too?
I mean, that's the hypothetical is, I don't really like this one because it's not a really would you rather. It's like, would you do this or not? Because it's be able to eat whatever you'd like and have no negative consequences, but have no taste, or never be able to eat your top 5 favorite foods again. There's not really, like, in my opinion, there's not a win-win there, or there's not a win.
You can't just pound your ice creams and your pizzas and your like stuff.
Right, because you're not going to get that same hit.
Yeah, you're not getting that satisfaction of it.
And I think it would be better if they like phrased it as you could only eat your top 5 favorite foods. You know what I'm saying?
I could do that.
So I
could pick five things and only eat those for the rest of
and
my
nothing
life.
else ever again.
Yeah,
I don't think so, man. I don't think I could do it, because I find tacos, my new favorite thing like
just tacos.
Weekly. No, not weekly. Probably yearly.
I could eat tacos every night.
I mean, if I didn't have any taste, I could probably eat a lot of healthy stuff. Because I think about like when I have a cold. When I have a cold, like I usually really eat a lot of healthy stuff, because that's the time my body's like, oh, this isn't so gross after all. And then
healthy
I feel
stuff
great.
Isn't gross though. It's not gross.
Listen, homie, you tried to put milk. You tried to put kale in my milkshake. Okay, don't do that. I didn't ask you to do that. Don't do that.
Well, I think the main thing is portion control too.
Yeah,
that's really all it is.
Even if you eat a shit ton of healthy stuff, it's still not going to be good for you. Portion control is America's weakness.
I want to also shout out Harrison Wayne said, I do that with facts. So I want to know what you're talking about with that, Harrison, because I didn't catch it in the timeline. And then he also says, Harrison says he could go without his top 5. I don't think, man, I don't know. I think I want my top 5. I think I want my top 5.
My buddy Bob said, "Can I have beer?"
You can definitely have beer. I mean, that's not part of the hypothetical. They didn't say you couldn't drink whatever you want. So that's the 2 hypotheticals that I have. Josh, when you were looking through there, did you see any that you liked that you wanted to bring up?
Some of these are not. They're very rambunctious. Is the
risque.
So these are going to be really gross. So if anyone gets easily offended, now's the time to leave.
What we'll do is we'll alternate between yours and then mine, because
so
yours
like
will
not
be gross
wholesome
and
versus
then mine.
Wholesome.
Yeah, mine won't be as bad.
Okay, so I asked this before, and I didn't really get any answers.
All right,
but would you rather poop in your hands or poop in someone else's hands?
I'll poop in somebody else's hand.
Same.
I'm saying the same fucking thing.
Because I would like sit down on their hands.
And then I'm also assuming that they're like kind of like my personal butler.
Yeah,
like this person's following me around.
I just pictured like them cuffing like this, and they could go like.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. Have you seen the like what do you do in the shower? And it was like somebody pooping in their hand and throwing it in the toilet, and then somebody pooping in the drain and smushing it down with their feet.
You got to waffle stomp it, dude. You never done that?
Oh man, the animation is so fun. No, I've never waffle stomped.
Never waffle stomped a turd down the drain?
Never.
Me neither. I just think it'd be really funny if you could. No, that's a good one. Yeah, I don't want to poop in my own hands.
It's gross.
I'm not a monkey,
think it's so funny that we'd all rather poop into another person's hands instead of pooping.
I mean, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Some fetish out there. I mean, you probably start an OnlyFans and make some cash with this whole thing.
You'd be a millionaire before you fucking do it off of OnlyFans. You'd be in the top 5%.
With the little
that's
emoji.
a good one. That's a good one. Okay, so let me this one I really liked because I thought it would give us a little bit of range of our personalities. Would you rather be 4'5" in height or 7'7" in height?
7'7" all day.
7'7" all day.
You got to think about it. 7'7", short lifespan.
I mean,
are you an athletic? Are you an athletic 7'7"?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm athletic 7'7", I'm in the league.
That's what I'm saying. But what if you're not? What if you're like a gigantism 7'7" and you've got like feet the size of water skis and you can't fucking run up and down the court? You know.
Well, at least you're going to be remembered forever in like freak museums and stuff. You know what I mean? Like you'll be in the Ripley's, believe it or not, forever. But I think 7'7" would be cool, and I think your dick would be a lot bigger if you're 7'7" compared to 4'6".
What if that's the caveat? What if it's not? What if it's like minuscule?
4'6" with a 12-inch dick, or 7'7" with a 6-incher. Yeah. I'm 4'7" all day, dude. Once again, my OnlyFans would be fucking popping.
Oh yeah, that's good. I like it a lot. Man, if we're going the Peter one, man, I don't know. I kind of want to. Can I be athletic that I could make it in the NBA if I'm 7'7"?
That's the big thing.
So I think I might go that way still. I don't know. I'm not that worried about it. We'll see. It might be that I don't know. I also wouldn't want to get punked out by that chick that sucked off 7 Phoenix Suns players.
Oh, dude, how about that, huh?
Yeah.
You know?
And dude, you bring it full circle. Did you see her OnlyFans is huge now, dude? Like absolutely huge now. She has an OnlyFans.
It was a complete fabrication. My
she
guess.
set that whole thing up.
It's a complete fabrication. My guess, just to make her OnlyFans that way, and coming full circle. Coming, get it? Nah, coming. What? I actually posted this the other day, and I want to get like your guys. So this is going to be an honest answer. So let's just. I'll preface it, or not preface it. I'll frame it this way. Do you know anybody that pays for OnlyFans of girls?
Do I know anybody that does?
Do you know anybody that pays for them?
Personally, no.
I did for a month, Brie Olson. But it was just so I could get her address to send her highly inappropriate merch.
So then that
which I did.
That leads up to a follow-up question. Because that's what I'm trying to figure out, because it appears to be something that Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, any kind of social media you see, there's some chick that's saying, well, I might as well just start an OnlyFans. Is it really that easy for every female to get rich? And if it is, how many of these dudes are out here that I'm friends with, that I know personally, that are lying to me and they are paying for OnlyFans? Or how many creepy people are there out there that are like, paying buttloads of money out to these people? I'm trying to figure it out, because it seems like there's a massive market for it for girls. If it feels like every single one of them can start it and then go buy a fucking car with the cash that they make in a month.
I say it all the time. If I was a chick, I'd be a millionaire, dude.
100%.
That's how I would be. I would be just the
I'm not.
I'd be rolling in it.
Definitely not like hating
just
on the whole
all day on Twitter.
I'm not hating on the game. Like I'm not hating on anybody that makes money that way. I'm not hating in any shape or form. I'm just trying to figure out how many people are out there that are going to be honest that they do pay for it.
All right. Because now think of this, Juice. If you could quit your job and just videotape yourself beating off once a day, and you would be $100,000 a year, you would do it in a heartbeat, right?
I would I would really, really want to. It would really depend on the conversation with the wife,
I mean, most of them bring their wives in and play
exactly
every now and then.
So that's like, what the fuck, man? I don't know. Maybe I need to start it. Who knows? Nobody wants to see me naked. Trust me.
Juice getting loose. Do you have a good name for an OnlyFans too? Just say.
That's a good one. That was a good one. So, all right, Josh, you got one for us?
Yes, I do. Would you rather fart rocket exhaust or poop lava?
This is a very, very bathroom centric one. So,
all right, let me back up. All right, let me do another one then.
I mean, I want to answer that one really quick, just because I know mine off the top of my head. I want to fart rocket exhaust, right?
Yeah, I don't want to poop lava, dude.
Same.
That's like Taco Bell.
Would you rather commit murder with your friend or watch your friend commit suicide?
Oh my God.
Murder. Let's fucking murder somebody. Easy.
You didn't want bathroom centric, and I went the other way, man.
Yeah, I don't want to watch my buddy fucking eat a bullet, dude. Why would I? That'd be terrible.
Repeat it. It was watch somebody murder somebody.
Would you? Oh, hold on. Let's see. Would you rather commit murder with your friend or watch your friend commit suicide?
Oh yeah, commit murder with a friend. We'd figure it out. I think I could deal with that more than watching somebody kill themselves. I think 100%. 24/7, 7 days a week.
This whole conversation has been very telling.
See, I would just get my buddy and we just go murder some chomo and it'd be fine.
Right. But then that's part of the hypothetical though, because you don't know what if it's like somebody that you don't want to murder, and then that's what you're getting forced to do.
Well, I mean, I would say this is the situation of you get to pick the scenario, which is you get to pick who you murder. You get to pick how you dispose of the body and how, all that good stuff. And I mean, I've listened to plenty of true crimes and watched plenty of documentaries to know where to properly hide a body.
Oh, I know the easy answer to this. You guys want it?
Is it what is it? Go ahead.
I've told you. I think I've told you before.
What?
All right. So you murder your guy, off him, eat a bullet. You take him. And you go to like a graveyard and look for like a plot, like that, because the day before funerals they bury you down, and you just bury him. You bury him underneath the hole that they've already dug. The next day they have the funeral. They lower the casket down on top of where you've buried the other person.
That's a good one, man. That's safe.
Pretty sure Dexter taught me that.
That's pretty good. I like it a lot. I've got a good one that I think is interesting, and it just started making me like the wheels turn in my head. Would you rather spend 2 weeks stuck in a psychiatric hospital or 2 weeks stuck in an airport?
I'll be Tom Hanks.
You be Tom Hanks?
Yeah, I'll be stuck in the airport.
Oh,
worst movie he ever made, by the way.
I think that'd be so terrible, though. I think
food, you're free to do what you want, dude. Psychiatric, I don't want to be around a bunch of fucking whack jobs, dude, for a week. That'd be terrible.
Well, I mean, it would depend. It would depend.
No way.
So, well,
talk about pooping in your own hand, dude.
There'd be multiple people pooping in your hands.
You walk around just asking these motherfuckers hypotheticals for a week.
Would you rather? Oh yeah, let's find out. Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, I think I'm agreeing with you, Chris. The airport, I think it depends on how much do I have to live off of. Like, do my debit cards work? Do my and
it's airport food, so you have to have unlimited money.
Right, because it's expensive as shit. Yeah, I think the airport's the way to go.
I mean, you got food, new people. Like it would suck. Either one of them would fucking suck. But
yeah, but I think the airport's less sucky than the psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do one more because Josh did two, and I'm gonna do two. Would you rather spend 20 years in prison and be exonerated as innocent? And exonerated, Chris, for you, just in case you didn't know, that was proven innocent.
All right, yeah, you're using big words, and every time
those
you do
$5 words aren't going to fly
I just
with Dunkman.
assume that you're making fun of me. So.
Or would you rather be put away for 4 years despite your innocence and be considered guilty forever?
I'll do the first one, and then I'll sue the fuck out of them and be a millionaire.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think I could take 20 years, man. I don't think I could take 20 years
Well,
in
at
prison.
some point it becomes routine.
20 would be. Woo.
Yeah.
Like you have to think of it
20
like
would be
this.
tough.
So, first of all, at what age are you being put away?
Right. I think we should go for this question. We should go our current age.
Oh,
Okay,
then yeah,
so-
I'm not doing 20, dude. I'm
Yeah,
OJ.
I'm not doing 20 at all.
I'm OJ. I'm out. Guilty.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Yeah, no. I would much rather be considered a horrible person after only serving 4 years.
So, and then like that's what's so great about would you rather questions, because you can kind of like nitpick at everything, like all the details. Like, so what are you guilty of? Are you guilty of like murdering somebody, but you're innocent? Are you guilty of like what's going on right now with like the child sex trafficking? Like, are you innocent of that, but everybody thinks that's what you were doing? Like, man, that's tough. But 4 years is way better than fucking 20 years.
I mean, in today's society, you get charged with anything, you're going to be known guilty for that, even if you're
Right.
acquitted.
That's true.
That's just how
That's
it
true.
is.
That's true. I like that question a lot, though. All right, so I'm thinking we're gonna have a hard out at 9 p.m. So what I would like to know is we're gonna go on to the pod deck questions, and then people listening along, if you answer and you want to share your answer, tweet at us at Juice in the AM on Twitter. Go on Facebook, post your answers on Facebook. Maybe just like say the question that you heard on the podcast, that kind of thing. And then if you're watching along live, just answer the question along live. What I would like to get into are the pod decks questions. And what I want to ask you guys to start with, and we'll start with Josh, or we'll start with Chris, because this might be one that you have to think about for a second. And I think Chris, off the top of his head, can come up with something a little crazy. What's something I would never guess about you?
Huh. I'm a big John Mayer fan.
That's fucking shocking. I'm not even kidding. Like, that is not sarcasm right there. I cannot believe that. John Mayer.
Which song's your favorite?
I mean, it's the first thing who says I can't get stoned? Cut up a girl that I used to know. Make love for an hour or so. Who says I can't get stoned?
Oh, he's
That
got,
song just
he's got
hits
the voice
me.
of an angel over
Hits
there.
Yeah,
me
he can
and
sing.
hits me.
That's good. That's good. That's a really good one. And that kind of stays on our theme of music. Josh, what is something that is it unusual, or did we just say something we don't know about you? No. What is something we don't know about you?
I mean, back when I was in high school, I did a lot of volunteer work. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I used to work at the zoo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was a good time.
What'd you do at the zoo?
I did a lot of different things, mostly educating the public. But as I got older, they allowed us to do things like feed the animals and stuff like that. So mostly it was
nice.
education. But then as I got older, I was like feeding penguins and helping with dolphin stuff. And
That'd be tight, dude.
it was a pretty solid. It was a solid volunteer gig. I really liked it, and I liked the people that I worked with. I mean, I've got tons and tons of stories from that, but that's kind of one thing I don't really tell a lot of people.
That's good. I like that.
You guys, by any chance, Always Sunny in Philadelphia fans?
Oh, huge.
The show. The new
Huge.
season when they go to the zoo is it instantly became one of my top 5 favorite episodes ever. Dude.
So I got to watch this new season. I don't know how I missed
Oh
that.
man, it's so
I'm
fun.
behind.
I definitely got to catch up on that. That's awesome. And then one for me, for your host of the Juice of the Morning podcast. I don't know if I've ever said this on the podcast or not. If you're a loyal listener, people might know if they've been listening since the beginning. But if it's believable at all, I was actually the first chair alto saxophone in band from 6th grade through 8th grade.
Yes.
I'm fucking with
And
you.
I've got I actually wanted to get,
hold up. Were you in football pads?
I had to do that. I had to do that. Yep.
Oh man, people
middle
probably
school, I did.
clowned the hell out of you.
Yeah, and it was
sorry.
It was ridiculous because by 8th grade though, I did convince, like I convinced my coach to bitch at the music teacher enough to be like, hey, he
it.
doesn't need to go back out here during halftime and play at fucking halftime. Like,
that's cool shit you can play though.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Well, I can't anymore. That's the sad thing. I have a
But
saxophone.
the big thing you got, you can read music though right now, couldn't you?
Yeah, I can
See,
definitely.
that's huge. That's awesome.
That's a
Definitely
big
read.
deal.
Being
It
able to
is.
read music is really cool.
I can
'Cause it's
read the
hard.
notes for saxophone. So
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
awesome,
about.
dude.
I don't know about like.
Can you play like Careless Whisper? Like you should intro every episode.
Yeah, right, dude. I need to. I literally have a saxophone in that.
I was gonna say, if you
behind
have
me.
it, go get it. What are you doing? Let's just go get it. Let's do it
Oh,
right
I'm
now.
not gonna fucking do that right now. Are you kidding me? Like I gotta get the weed wet. I mean, reed wet. I gotta get the wop on the on the reed. So
wet ass reed.
No, and also, dude, I'm telling you, I've completely lost any talent that I have a hard time remembering where I put my fingers on the keys and stuff like that. Like
Same.
Saxophone is sexy, dude. That's a sexy ass instrument, man.
I got
that
one
actually
for,
gonna get you laid.
I'm just saying.
It's not gotten me laid by my wife. Don't worry. Like it's not gonna happen.
Does she know?
She does know.
Okay.
I got the saxophone as a Christmas gift last year, and I'm gonna plan on like trying to get back into it. Maybe take some lessons to like get my mind back into it and all that stuff.
That's cool, man. I really is.
So that's an unusual thing that people don't know about me, and also I promptly quit the marching band as soon as high school started. So I was still in band because I had to be for like a couple of years or whatever, but I quit like immediately from the marching band when I was allowed to just do football.
One of my best friends was in the Purdue band, and while he was in college, right? And he says it was the best fucking time of his life, dude. It was during like Drew Brees' fucking run. So he was at all these bowl games and just free bowl game. You know what I mean? That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah. And what's crazy is I went and actually saw Drew Brees playing a game. My uncle took me because they were playing, I want to say it was Michigan State, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Because I was a big Michigan State fan when I was a kid, like because my uncle liked Michigan. So I was like, oh, I'll be a Michigan State fan just to have like that rivalry between us.
But you didn't go Ohio State.
Well, yeah, I was trying to keep it like still in Michigan, but also still like kind of dig at him a little bit. And then he actually like paid for me to go to football camps at Michigan State, which was fucking awesome too.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It was really dope. And I got to meet Tupe Peko. I don't know if you're Tua or Tupe. I think it was the defensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was there the same year that we were, like the few years I went, he was there the same years. And I took one of my friends who was a linebacker, and my friend like cut him in line at like one of the lunch like buffet things. And he like, as a sophomore, junior in high school, grabbed my buddy by the top of the shoulders and picked him up like a little kid and like put him behind him. And I was like, this is when we realized that we probably don't have D1 size or talent, because this guy
hits you pretty fast, don't it?
Yeah. Like, and I was in the receiver group, and like, you know, I was like 6 foot tall. Like I was like 168, 170 pounds. And I was like, oh, I'm like a good athlete. I'm really good. And then I go to these fucking camps, and there's these guys that are like 6'5", fucking catching the ball straight from the jugs machine at like 40 miles an hour, making no noise like when it hits their hands, because they got such soft hands. And I'm sitting there, my first one, I'm sitting there, I'm ready to go. And it fucking hits me right in the fucking face mask and blasts off. I was like, okay, maybe I'm not. But no, it was a fun time. We had a good time. I have a good story for that too, but I'll save it for a different podcast. But yeah, so those are the unusual things about us that people might not know. The next one is, what's the funniest thing you've seen a kid do?
Oh man.
And I know, Chris, that you have little ones that are around on a regular basis, so I'm sure you have some good stories. And Josh, I don't know if you have any good stories, but I feel like we've all had little kids do stupid stuff or funny stuff, or, you know, something like that. So whoever wants to start can start, but go ahead.
I mean, I'll start. I haven't been around kids enough, but all my experiences with children are usually pretty good for the most part. One time, and to me it's fucking hilarious, but some people might think it's stupid. But one of my friends, he has a son, and his son is 5 years old. He comes up to me, calls me Doss because he can't say the J's yet.
Yeah.
So, Doss, I got a joke for you. And I go, okay, what is it, man? And he says, what do you call a fish with no legs? And I said, what do you call a fish with no legs? He goes, a fish. And then he runs away. I'm like, what the, it's
That's
stupid.
Great. That's great. That's great kid jokes for sure.
It's like literal kid humor. You look at your kid and you say, and he's got shoes on the wrong feet, and you say, those are on the wrong feet. Kid looks up at you and says, I don't have any other feet. It's like that. It's like that kind of stupid shit.
Yeah, that's good. I like that for sure. And just like the literal humor is awesome because I think kids don't get the sarcasm or. Right. I'm trying to think of what it is. Like,
or maybe they do, and they see the humor in it, and right. That's why they say what they say.
Yeah,
I like kids because they're like brutally honest.
Yeah.
Like it's like refreshing.
All right, so what's the funniest thing you've seen a kid do, Chris?
My buddy Bill this is what first thing that came to my head. My buddy Bill is a big Steelers fan, and his son Will, who he's probably 5 or 6 probably, and it was a Colts Steelers game, and he'll flip you off and stuff. Like he was like a cool little kid. And I'm in like the kind of upper level, and I see Bill in the section below us, and I text him and I go, I see you, dude. And I go, turn around and look. And he turns around and I'm standing there like this in my Colts jersey, and he sees me and waves. And then Will's with him, and I see him pointing, looking at Will and like pointing up where I'm at. And Will turns around and like sees me. And he does the pullback bow and arrow, lets it go to a middle finger across Lucas Oil Stadium.
Oh, that's great.
Pretty good, man.
That's really good. That's good. I like that one a lot. That's awesome. That's a pretty fucking funny one.
He's my favorite little kid too. Other than like my nieces and nephews and stuff outside of family. He's the best little kid ever, man. He's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I think the most recent one, because I have a hard time because I'm not around a bunch of like kids, but I'm starting to be a little bit more with family and friends. Like everybody's got little ones running around. This 2 weekends ago, we went on a vacation to Tennessee, and my wife's older brother has 2 twin boys, and they're just wild asses. They're running around all the time. They're crazy. They're snot rolling down their face. Like they're just running all the time. And you always got to be like keeping an eye on them. And one was doing whatever he was doing over here, and they had like this like playpen set up, and it was just like it was walls. And one of them, like while we're watching the other one do something crazy, another one's behind us, and I like kind of look over my shoulder, and he's climbing up the side of this thing, and he flips over into it and like lands on like kind of his back, and he gets up and he like looks at us, and we look at him and we think he's going to freak out, and he's fine. And we're like, okay, don't do that again. Kaysen, don't do that again. Don't do that. And like, we get him out, and he's like running around and, we're paying attention, but we're also watching the golf on TV. And all of a sudden I like look to my left, and he's climbing that fucking thing again, and he flips and lands fucking right on his head and just starts freaking out. And to me, I just started laughing because I was like, clearly he didn't learn the first time because it wasn't painful. So the second time he learned that he's not going to do that again. And he didn't climb the fucking wall again, but it was making me laugh like the second time. And I felt bad because everybody was like looking at me like crazy because I'm laughing at this kid crying. But I was like, that was hilarious because we told him not to do it again, and he did it anyway. Again. So I thought that was probably one of the most recent funny things that I saw a little kid do.
Dude, real fast, another little kid story. I have a nephew that's pretty good at baseball and stuff. I love the little kids in Little League that are around the other kids that have no clue what's going on. And then you get the other kids that are like diehard, like when I see like a little 5 or 6 year old
fucking chaw or something.
Yeah, like just like knows the game and shit like that. It just hits different, man. I think that's the funniest thing ever.
Watching Pee Wee soccer is hilarious, especially if it's next to a train track and a train goes by, because the game stops.
They just look. The little kid in the outfield peeing is pretty funny too. I've seen that before.
See, and then a lot of my kids' stories are all dumb shit that I did because, when I played Little League, I was the guy out in right field fucking picking grass and putting it into my mitt and throwing it up into the fucking air. Like,
see, I was the I was
not paying any attention.
Hey, better, let's go. Like had the black lines in my eyes.
The only sport that I ever really cared about was football, and I remember actually okay. So this will be a little tangent that we talk about, and then we'll wrap it up. So I was like into football as a little kid, and I was actually talking about this with one of my relatives. We were talking about kids and how it's like there's some people, and I think everybody's wired specifically like. Yes, you can raise your kid to be into certain things and like they might be into it and, you help them nurture that, drive and that determination. But he and I were talking about it. Like we were competitive from like little, like I remember football games and flag football when I was like 7 or 8 and they weren't even keeping score. And I was like, what, they're not keeping score? Like, how do we know who won? Like what actually, how do we know if we were successful or not? And I remember them telling us like, oh, don't worry about it, that kind of thing. I want to ask you guys, do you think that like people are hardwired to be the way they are? Because Chris, you have kids running around, and Josh, you probably know people that you've known them since they were really young and now they're who they are now and they haven't changed. And it's, I think, a hardwiring as opposed to nature, like versus nurture thing. I think a lot of it's predetermined.
I see. I'll answer first, but I think, all right, this is going to be a nice little take. All right, so you're raised around it is obviously a huge plus. Like It's going to get you the interest. It's going to make you want to do it. Now, if it was passed on to you that you're like gifted and could be good, then the sky's the limit and you're going to take off. Now, if your dad passed on I'm not going to be good at it, but you love the game.
Yeah,
you're going to end up being the sports nerd that loves the game that don't play and maybe become a sports broadcaster kind of guy. Like I think it all depends on if you're good at it. Like for me, I grew up watching IU basketball with my grandpa. Basketball was embedded in me, like from the early age. DNA. And then the moment I picked one up and started to play, I was good and better than anybody else in my grade. So of course I fell in love with it and I wanted to do it all the time because I was good at it.
Yeah.
Now, if I wasn't good at it, you know what I mean? I think I still would have played and loved it, but it would have been different. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. So like it's kind of a give take kind of thing. Like it's a mixture it's a mixture between being talented or having that ability and also being around it.
At the same time, I tell my wife this all the time: let your kids get involved in as many things as possible because it teaches them life more than anything. Like
it really does.
It teaches you loss, win and lose. It teaches you life. It teaches you friendship. It teaches you like camaraderie, like teamwork. It teaches those are
you how to deal with conflict too, because you
learn them early age, like how to take criticism. Like you learn that stuff at an early age. It will blossom you as a young adult, like which is a lot of young adults these days do not have that they have that participation trophy mindset, which is not good.
And it's interesting because when I was growing up and like my whole life, I've always been really good with authority when it comes to like coaches and employers and things like that. I'm trying to figure out what what it was in my life that made me like dislike teachers and dislike it was weird. Like I respected and I listened to these people, my family, like my mom. I never fucking listened to her. I hated whenever she tried to tell me anything. But if my coach told me something, I was like, fucking yes, sir. I'll do that.
Like your drill sergeant.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out like what it was like that I had a problem, because my mom always likes to joke and say I had a problem with authority, but I never had a problem with authority. I just didn't like the way my mom's authority was. I didn't like the way the teacher's authority was. But if my, coaches were giving me, stuff to do, I did it. So I don't know what the difference is. If
it wasn't for sports like basketball, I don't think I would. It got me through high school, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I got
why
just
my
good
grades
enough
were good.
grades. I got just good enough grades to fucking play.
I mean, it like gives you like motivation, like something in your life. Like it's huge. Like you can't just let your kids sit at home and play video games all fucking day. Like you can, but it's hard. You can't really make them do. But
yeah,
I mean, going back to what Chris said,
but Josh, you do your side too.
Yeah, no, I got you. So, I'm going to be really honest with you guys. I was half listening to your question. I'm really sorry. So I'm going to go off with what Chris said. The only reason why, I'm going to show you why. So real quick, this dude I was like listening to you guys talk, and I'm a terrible co-host, but this dude, this pond is like 15 years old, pulled that, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a big ass catfish, pulled that catfish out of the pond in my neighborhood.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. So going off of what Chris said, if I look at, there was a family that I went to school with back in middle school and stuff like that, and the family has 3 sons. This is not like a story or a parable. This is literally what happened. And 2 of the 3 sons play in a major sports organization. Okay, one plays for the Cowboys. The other one plays for the Texans. Okay.
Damn, man.
Yeah. So if you're going on the it's a natural talent, this that and the other, it's hardwired, then that means every person in the family doesn't have that same hard wiring, doesn't have, or something like that, right? So
Which I think is very possible. Why didn't
the 3rd son go into he's also the oldest.
Right.
So it took the middle one who went to Notre Dame, and then the younger one from him also went to Notre Dame. And I think it's just one of those things where I believe that all 3 of them could have gone pro.
Right.
But he chose a different path. And
yeah,
I think that's
where life
he probably played as a kid though, right?
He played in high school. In high school. Yeah. So I mean he did, and it's so stuff like that. I look at families and I look at the one sibling that's not doing the thing that all the other siblings are doing. It's like with the mayonnaise.
But you also have that a lot because it's that kid wants his own identity in the family too.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Right. And then the next question is, did the younger sibling do it because the older sibling was doing it?
Right.
versus they really want to do what they're doing. Now, I mean, if I were playing in the NFL, I would really want to be doing what I'm doing because it's the fucking NFL, and it comes with a bunch of awesome perks and a decent paycheck.
Blowing 7 of you and 7 of your teammates.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I also, I've kind of touched on this on the podcast before because we've talked with my cousin. My cousin Zach is 7 foot. I want to say 7'1" or 7'2", and I think he was somebody that was maybe not necessarily hardwired to be competitive, and he had all of the pressure in the world from the entire family and his entire community in his world he grew up in, telling him he was going to play basketball.
Yeah, you don't pressure that. Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
And he was.
That's the quickest way to get somebody to go away from it.
I mean, he was getting offers as like a sophomore in high school to play like full ride at like Duke and these like Division I schools that basically the coaches came to meet with him and said, "Hey, we will teach you to be good at basketball," because that was his biggest thing. He hated basketball because he was so tall and he grew so fast that I don't think he really ever got his coordination down. So he struggled a lot. And it's crazy because we wanted him too. All of us, we all wanted him to play basketball. And I just remember,
you gotta love the tall, awkward white guy in high school basketball.
And he played it. And Chris, you'll know this. I don't know about Josh. You'll know this. He played at Muncie Central. So like he was the only white guy on his team pretty much. I mean, there was like maybe 1 or 2 other guys. And I think he got ridiculed a lot by those guys because he was so tall, but they would just, dominate him like athletically and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel for him, but at the same time, dude, I've talked about this many times on the podcast. I have short man syndrome in my family because I'm the shortest male in my family. And it
you got height too.
I know. I'm 6 foot, like, 6'1", 6 foot and 3/4 type thing. But every guy in my family is tall. My cousin's 7'2", my grandpa's 6'5", my other cousin is 6'4", my uncle is 6'5". Like everybody's tall as hell, and I'm this 6'1" guy over here.
But you had that, like you've had that competitiveness in you though.
Yeah, I did.
See, I'm one of the most competitive people who, like, no matter what I'm doing, I want to either gamble on it or be competitive.
Exactly.
Like literally everything in my whole life. Like you can ask all my friends. Like we'll be throwing a like anything, like, you know what I mean? Like trying to throw a ball into a bucket, just fucking around.
You're throwing
and I'm
the
like,
football.
$5, whoever gets it first, you know, like shit. Like I'm just.
You do like parkour where you like bounce it off things and then into the bucket.
I'm just saying, just anything. Like I'm competitive as fuck. Like video games, like anything, sports betting, collecting cards. I want the best. I want to be better than you. Like.
Yep.
Like that's just my mindset every day in my life.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing and a curse. Like I was getting ready to say the exact same thing, Chris. But hey, before we get out of here, something that I wanted to bring up that hopefully people lasted this long into the podcast. I'll probably record just a short thing to throw at the beginning of the podcast as well, in case people don't make it. We are doing a live show at Joe's Grill, September 25th. It's a Friday. It's going to be between 5 and 7 p.m. I'm going to do a live show. So I'm going to take my little camera over here and we're going to do a Facebook Live from the bar. We're going to do a podcast as well. And anybody that's listening or paying attention to the Facebook Live, we're going to have a code word or a phrase or something like that, that if you're following along on the Facebook Live and you decide to make the trip up to Joe's Grill in Westfield, you'll have a $50 bar tab paid by the owner of the bar and Juice in the Morning. So
nice.
I think it's
when is this again? Say the date one more time.
September 25th.
Is that
it's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Yep, it's a Friday.
Did you already take the money out of my paycheck?
Hell yeah, definitely already took it out of the earnings that you're going to earn from Juice in the Morning.
Do you need any mics or any help? Just let me know. We'll talk after the show.
I definitely will stay in touch with you about that. And if you guys want to make it a highly inappropriate thing, we could also potentially increase that amount. So let's talk off air about that as well. And
definitely.
But like I said, it's going to be a fun time. Joe's Grill is opening in the middle of September. It's like, I think they open the week before football season starts. So week open, and then the next week is the first week of the NFL season, and they have like 37 flat screens. Like
Please play football.
Oh, it's going to happen. They're going to play football. They're going to play football. I'm just having that positive mindset.
But will they finish?
That I don't know. But I definitely know. I definitely know it's gonna happen. It's at least gonna have. And what I was even talking about with somebody the other day, I think they're gonna have a season, and there's so much talent that they'll be able to play with less teams and things like that.
How terrible!
Less players, but
say something real quick. How terrible is it going to be when you wake up on Sunday to set your lineups and stuff, and you have to look to see who got COVID?
Exactly.
Yeah. You know, like your number one back, you have everybody done, and then Monday night, your number one player, you're down 6 points. He reported with a fever. He's out tonight, and then you have to hit a waiver wire.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I think they're gonna be safe. I think that's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, dude.
No, it's gonna be great. But like I said, come out September 25th, and even if you are, because it's gonna be the first person to use the phrase. So if there's a bunch of people watching and everything like that, and you come out, trust me, I'll probably still buy you a beer or two, and you can have some of their great food, because they're going to have a great chef as well. The one in Fishers has a great chef. So shout out to Ryan Miller and Joe's Grill Westfield. And then also, this is also something we kind of touched on it briefly. If there's any businesses out there that would like to join in on this, Joe's Grill is going to be open to us having these kind of live shows all the time. So if you want to advertise your business, if you want to advertise something that you do, and we can do the same thing. We can use a code phrase. Somebody comes out. If you want to give them a gift card to your business, that would be a good way to drum up some business and some interest in your, good or service. So that's my boring part. Final thoughts, Josh, and then we'll do Chris.
My final thoughts are the code word better be something hilarious. Like
I'll leave that up to you guys, because I'm not I'm not the funniest guy in the world.
I can do that. I just want everybody to be happy and have a good time, and I'm really glad that we're doing a little something here and there just to
we're keep, back, dude. We're back. It's gonna be weekly. Right. It's gonna be weekly. It's just good. It just depends on who's gonna be here weekly with us.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I'm in like Flynn. So if you want to find me, as usual, you can find me on Facebook, Josh JX, on YouTube. Listen, in September.
Plug your.
We're releasing the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger video, and then in October we're doing a video on Halloween Town.
Hell yeah.
Hell fucking yeah, man.
How do they find you? Where do they find your YouTube?
Go to YouTube. So youtube.com/TheRealJoshJX, because there's so many fakes out there. You need to make sure that you're.
You got an actual URL. I still don't got that shit.
Well, it's called using effort. Really, that's all. That's all I did. Let me make sure it works. www.youtube.com/TheRealJoshJX. Booyakasha. There it is.
You go,
right.
dude. That's nice. I need to just glom off of that now. All right, let's go. Chris, what's your final thought, man?
All right. First of all, you should make it Josh XXX, and you'd have it really good at OnlyFans.
There's a story behind my name. We'll talk about that later.
But second, highly inappropriate podcast on any podcast format, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're also on YouTube. Just look it up. Subscribe, rate, review.
You guys got a new Facebook
share
too.
Helps. Yeah, we did. We're trying to hide under the scenes to not get banned again. We've been banned twice. It's like hi. I'm sorry. I don't know what the new Facebook is.
It's all right. They can find it. They'll find it.
But
I've shared it. I've shared it enough.
But yeah, that's pretty much. We go live on Tuesdays. Just come hook it up. This is always refreshing, Juice. I love coming on here and doing the question thing. Like this is. I've told you before. Like after a show that this is like one of my favorite. I almost like it more than my own fucking show, to be honest with you. Like I have a lot of fun.
I appreciate it, brother.
Matt's gonna kill me for saying that, but
no, I appreciate it. And your guys' fucking shows,
I am down to come on this thing. I have a lot of fun.
It's just a little bit different than your guys' show because we just have a different dynamic. But your show is still fucking hilarious, and it's still got a great dynamic between you, Matt, and all the people that have kind of cycled through with Highly Inappropriate. It's awesome. Like what you guys are doing is definitely needed. It's a definitely needed niche. It's just different than the niche that we have at Juice in the Morning, but doesn't mean that it's not fucking just as good. It's just a different style. So I think you saying it's refreshing is like that makes me feel better about what we're doing because like I said, you can kind of showcase both sides of your talent because your talent with Highly Inappropriate is you guys are fucking funny. Like you're funny, off the cuff, hilarious. Like that's what you guys got.
Appreciate
and here
that.
you can still be funny, but you can also get a little bit deeper and kind of
dumb it down and PG it up a little bit.
And you can talk, you can talk about stuff that is a little bit different than what you normally talk about. So once again, you guys, if you're listening to this, you know where to find us. It's at facebook.com/Juice in the Morning. All other social media is at Juice in the AM. And let's stay in touch, guys, off the air about the future with the live show and then just doing more episodes. So I appreciate you guys joining. Thanks for joining in. And we're always going to go over time, so don't worry about that. We'll talk to you guys all next week. Peace out, guys.
Peace.
See ya.